Oops, hold on. There we go. What's up, YouTubeites? Welcome to the CovrPrice Weekly Top 10 for the week ending July 8th. While you all are congregating, let's say the word. All right, it's official. It is Tuesday night, and you guys are hanging with, I think, one of the coolest crews that we've had in a while, right? Hold on, Marty, you're way down there. I don't like that. There we go. All right, Marty, we'll start with you since you're there. Say what's good to the people.
Man, greetings and salutation, geeks and geekettes, and may the comic gods and TiVo continue to bless your long boxes. I don't know what it is, but I know it's only been a week, but it feels like it's been a month to me, that we've actually came on here. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little anxious about getting on the show. I don't know. There it is.
Well, it's great to have you. You're always like the best addition, and you sound fantastic. I know you were worried about your mic. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Gabe, say what's up.
Yo, what's up, everybody in the chat? To the rest of the panel, if I knew the Manimo was going to be here, I would have jumped in a little bit earlier. I was waiting for you. That boy is fun bad. What's up, buddy?
Oh, it's a good thing you didn't jump in. We were talking mad crap about you, man, before you even popped in. Oh, yeah. Big time.
Yeah, that's all good. But thanks to everybody showing up. Big thanks always. It's underappreciated, but big thanks to CovrPrice for aggregating all this wonderful information that we're going to give out to everybody today. It's a thankless job, I'm sure, but man, somebody's got to do
it. Thankless job.
Amen to that. Zach, thank you so much for being here. It's so nice to have you on the panels. Say what's up to everyone.
Yeah, it's great to be back. First time back on the show since you could switch over to CovrPrice. Obviously, it's weird. It feels like coming home, but things are changed a little bit. But it's happy with a touch of sadness, but isn't that the best kind of thing, right? Always a little touch of sadness makes things, a little bit.
And we got a bunch of X-Men to talk about tonight too, man. So.
Shit, dog. I know.
I got my X-Men boy with me today. We're rolling on that
X-Men list, and I was like, yeah, I can do this episode. I can do this.
Hand to hand.
You got this.
Well, happy to have you,
everybody. Fantastic.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
The other coolest comic book out there.
We have over 50 people with us right now. So thank you guys for hopping in early. It usually takes a while for it to climb that high. I think that you guys are just here for Zach, right? Everybody came for Zach.
Wow.
This has got to be it.
I didn't even know I was going to be here, so I don't know how you guys do.
That's a jump in.
They felt your coolness. All right. So guys, again, welcome to the CovrPrice Top 10. This list is based on the aftermarket data. So everything that we're looking at is most units sold, percentage increase. And every week we have a runner-up. What do we have this week?
Man, Laura, every week you ask this amazing and wonderful question. Great questions, by the way. And I'm going to have to answer with a great answer. And the runner-up brings you Geiger #1 by Gary Frank. This is the regular cover by Image in 2021. Ghost Machine is doing things at Image, including delivering 3 fantastic new heroes the fandom can get behind. One of them is Geiger, the glowing man, who first appeared in this book. It initially hovered under the radar until the news the series has been optioned hit. It saw a major upswing before calming down. Now, the Geiger series is developing a massive fan base as the characters within are continuously fleshed out. Newly onboarded fans are returning to the original series where Geiger first debuted, along with other characters like Junkyard Joe. We tracked 14 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 40%, with a high sale of $85 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current near mint raw fair market value at $15.
I'm not surprised. You guys remember when this first came out? Again, TiVo said, read the tea leaves. He's like, it's guaranteed to get optioned. And here we are.
Here we are. Geiger #1.
Yeah, that
Beautiful cover, too. I love the cover. Yeah. Literally hot.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Mercury Clouds. That's always a strong image.
Yeah, I remember reading it when it first came out. I don't think I finished it. I think I got a couple issues in. So it's like that post-apocalyptic nuclear war ravaged planet type deal. So it has a good storyline. But yeah, I remember this appeared on the list a long time ago and TiVo called it. He said, yep, things TiVo said. He said to read the tea leaves.
He said, this must have been before my time.
You guys haven't read it? None of you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm reading the current ongoing right now as well. Everything Ghost Machine right now is hot. I mean, Red Coat is one of my favorite titles currently. It's just so funny and irreverent and action packed. And then Rook Exodus is just, Justin and I, Nemesis Prime and I were talking about how it's such a unique idea that's been done so many times and it's just done so well. The idea of like animal spirits and each person having an animal and talking to animals. So if you're not reading Rook Exodus as well, you're missing out.
Ooh,
nice.
That sounds amazing. Sounds really good.
It's really, really good.
All right. Almost making the list this week. Our runner-up is Geiger #1, the Gary Frank regular. We're looking at a 9.8 selling for about $85. What do we have next?
So for number 10, we've got Proof #1 from Image Comics back in October 2007. So a new supernatural crime series coming to Fox, and it involves an FBI agent partnering with none other than Bigfoot. So the two go on missions to protect the world from creatures of myth. It is a fun twist on the buddy cop stories, often described as a cross between Men in Black and the X-Files. The series comes to Fox from writers Corey Goodman and Jeremy Lott, who previously worked on projects like Priest, Underworld Blood Wars, and Bass Reeves. The premiere issues generated tons of buzz, landing on the top 10 list this week. Tracked 10 copies sold, 7-day growth of 100%. High sale of 103 for a near mint plus copy, and a current near mint raw fair market value at $63.
Marty, I can hear your dog snoring. It's cracking me up.
Can you really? That's on the bingo. That's on the bingo card, right? Get the bingo cards out there.
Is it Oliver? Is Oliver sleeping?
No, that one's Leia. That's the old Princess Leia right there.
Someone in the background
it's really low.
What's happening back there?
Yeah, she's quite a but I will be honest.
The best peanut butter ever, or something.
Right.
She does. You were just like really excited about the description of this book. Like, Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I love Zach's voice.
Bigfoot.
That's too funny. We had this on the list last week. It's good to see it back. I like when these titles get the attention they deserve, and of course, it's because it's being optioned. But yeah, I haven't read it. Anybody else?
No, but I do like the cover though.
Check it out though. This sounds cool.
Yeah. This was in 2007. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, fair market value for $63 for a raw. That's tough. Maybe you could still find it if you're digging around in bins and the stores don't know what they have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
It's
is tough,
always
dude. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm saying that's the best. Is sometimes this is the kind of book that most stores probably don't know they have. If you find a store that isn't always on apps or always on online price and stuff, you'll be able to find this for a decent price, I bet.
Or always watching us, right? They're watching
Or
us.
watching us. Yeah, they should be watching us to know what's up. Or you're just wasting your time.
This just became
Look back in the dollar bins. Look at your dollar bins. Always search there first, man. You never know what they forget down there.
Oh, I did have a clip for things TiVo said. Damn it. Oh well, I'll play it on the next one. I'm like going through all the stuff that JB leaves me, and I don't even.
Focus, Laura. Focus.
I know. All right. Okay. Anyway, number 10, we have proof number 1, top sale, a raw sale of $103 with a 100% 7-day growth trend.
Nice.
What do we have for number 9? Ooh.
All right.
Nice.
Number 9. We got this is going to be Spider-Man Reign 2, number 1. The Leslie Lyrics Lee 1 in 25 variant released this month from Marvel. So many might remember the first iteration of Spider-Man Reign. Its release divided fans. Half applaud the storyline, while others questioned why certain parts were included. We're talking about radioactive sperm here, everybody. It was also the first time Peter's web slinger was put on display in the infamous nude panel of the first issue, which was quickly recalled. This issue brings us back to this world, introducing new characters to the universe. This issue debuts Kitty Cat, Black Cat's daughter, and Earth 70237 Miles Morales. In addition to these appearances, this book is also the first cover appearance of Kitty Cat, and it's a retailer incentive. In addition to all this issue has going on, the cover is also by an often chased cover artist, Lyrics Lie. We tracked 24 copies sold, 7-day trend of 100%, with a high sell of $16 for a very fine copy, and current near mint raw fair market value is $27.
Dude, I like her. Leslie, is it this Leslie a guy or a girl? But regardless, I love this. I love the cover. I love her work or his work.
Yeah, I thought it was a guy, but I could be wrong. Maybe somebody in the chat will know. But the chat seems kind of torn. Some of them are like, all right, yeah, it was a great read. Some of them are like, no.
Yeah, no. That's interesting though. Peter Parker and Black Cat, I'm assuming, had Kitty Cat, right? Because they were once in a steamy relationship at one time.
I mean, I don't know what happens when you get radioactive sperm.
right?
Very nice.
I don't know. I think it's interesting. Definitely not
cover.
what
Anyways, I think it's great. Great cover. I love the flow. I love the background. I just how everything flows. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's soft. There's a softness
it's
to
soft.
it. And
It's a soft. Yeah.
Very good. Anybody in the chat know if Lyrics is a male or female? I'm just curious if anybody out there knows. No? Gabe, you haven't met Lyrics in person?
I'm gonna say it's a dude. Let's just say it's a dude.
The dude.
Okay. Female.
We got female.
We got David Hill said female. Okay.
Well, that's one.
Gabe goes with male. Woman. Okay.
Close.
Mystery solved. Number 9, we have Spider-Man Reign 2. Number 1, the Leslie Lyrics Lee 1 in 25, selling raw for $16, and again 7-day trend of 100%. What do we have for number 8?
Of course, number 8 brings you Annihilation 2099, number 1 by Pete Wood's first appearance. This is the 1 in 25 ratio, published by Marvel in July of 2024. All eyes are on MCU as we prepare for the only MCU film of the year to debut later this month. Even though we only received one movie this year, other projects have continued to make progress. In early March, Marvel confirmed that they were still working on the Nova project. There isn't much known about this project, and nearly all Nova keys were hot on the aftermarket at some point this past year. This week, it looks like fans are chasing the latest Nova to debut, the last Nova. The book is also a retailer incentive, making this key much more desirable. We tracked 19 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 99%, with a high sale of $43 for a near mint copy and a current near mint raw fair market value sitting at $34. There we go.
So is everybody just getting this because it's a first appearance of a futuristic Nova?
I don't want to ruin it. You guys don't know this story? You haven't read it?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
No,
man.
school us, Zach. Yeah.
It's pretty. I don't know if I should. What is this? It came out last week. It's okay to spoil this at this point, right?
Spoil it.
Okay.
Spoil it.
2099 universe. There's a last Nova, and he is a character that we know, and it ends up being Wolverine. And it's actually really, really cool.
Is it?
It was really kept under wraps. Like this leak didn't come out. And I remember reading the book, and I had no idea. And I'm getting there, and I'm like, this guy kind of acts a little familiar. And then he says a few things. You're like, okay, wait, no way, is this who it is? And then sure as shit, claws pop out, and you're like, oh damn. So it's a pretty cool story. The whole Annihilation 2099 is supposed to be like 6 different one shots with like a Dracula 2099 story.
I seen that one.
Yeah,
I saw that one. Yeah,
at the end, but this was like a really cool. I thought it was awesome. I'm not typically the kind of person who likes, like retcons or like, oh, it's a new character as a new or an old character as a new character. But
sure, yeah,
it was done well. It was pretty cool.
Space Ghost Rider, anybody?
Yeah, Space Ghost Rider, way better than Space Ghost Rider, man. I mean, Wolverine is Nova. I mean, that's a pretty good idea, in my opinion. Like, that's a strong win. So,
is he cross-eyed on the cover? Is it just me that sees him as cross-eyed?
I think he's just looking forward, man.
He's looking at his nose.
Looking down the side.
Sometimes that happens. By the way, let me school you guys on this. If you guys wear something in between, like where your bridge of your nose is, your eyes are going to automatically cross, man. Just so you guys know that.
From the Jerk, the movie The Jerk, that definitely happened.
You got that, man. You got it.
Like he got kicked in the nuts.
You got me, man. You got me. It was from The Jerk. Yes.
Well, there you go. People made it on the board. I think that Zach's synopsis of this story, that sounds awesome. Sounds pretty good.
It's fun. Check it out. It's
something worth the read, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's something fun.
Yeah.
Don't take it too seriously and enjoy it. And when I say don't take it too seriously, it's still it's a good read. It's good writing for like a little one shot. So it's cool.
Nice.
Very good. Number 8, we have Annihilation 2099, the number 1 Pete Wood's first appearance. This is the 1 in 25, selling for $43 raw, and it got the Zach stamp of approval. So go find it if you still can. What do we have next?
Yeah, next we got number 7, The Authority number 1 from DC back in the glory days of the 90s, March 1999. So The Authority is still popular fan theory in the aftermarket. Speculation is that The Authority will debut in James Gunn's upcoming film, Superman. The engineer has already been cast and confirmed to be in the film. In addition, more and more heroes are popping up in the film. This past week, we saw a leak of a set photo featuring Guy Gardner and Hawk Girl. Also saw Mr. Terrific as well in a couple photos. With so many additional heroes making their appearance, the rumors that Superman will be facing a team of adversaries instead of a singular villain are sounding more reasonable. Tracked 13 copies sold, 7-day growth trend of 68%, high sale of $130 for a CGC 9.6 copy, and a current near mint raw fair market value of $43.
Right.
This is
I
like
remember
the
you
old
saying this.
Wildstorm stuff too. I mean, this is classic 90s stuff right here.
People were after this book because it's the first appearance of the team, right? It's not the first, because it's definitely not the first appearance of any of the characters. If I remember.
Yeah, Midnighter's not. That's not his first appearance.
No, Midnighter and Apollo were in Wild Stormwatch number 4.
What about Engineer though? Is that her first appearance? I'm not super savvy on like the Authority.
No, I think a lot of those guys' first appearance was like Stormwatch, like somewhere in the 30s.
Yeah, and the Stormwatch stuff.
I know that's where like James Hockman showed up through. Most of them, Jenny Spark, stuff like that. I think was like in the Stormwatch book itself.
I thought last week we were saying though this was the Engineer's first appearance. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Somebody in the chat let us know, but I'm pretty sure I remember you guys saying that last week.
Stormwatch 37. That's right, Michael Baker. Thank you.
Very good. Ooh, somebody found it in the basement. Nice. Oh, 3 men in the basement. Found it in the basement. Nice, Otto.
There was 3 of them. They found it down there.
Three were looking and they all finally came across it. A couple of you made it on the board for this one, so that's nice. Yeah, the 90s. I wish I could have picked up more stuff and kept a hold of it, but I sold so much of my stuff recently. Anybody have it now?
No.
I have this book now. I love this book. It's, to me, like, I think we've gone through, if you're talking about like Silver Age, Bronze Age, Golden Age comics, I think the Authority starts like the modern age of things. This book changed comics. It set comics on a different course. I think this is a very important comic book in terms of it being the catalyst of a new era of comic books.
All right, so here's the official word. Engineer, aka Angela Spica, first appeared in the Authority from 1999. So yeah, it is.
Okay, so it's her first appearance. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. All right, number 7, we have the Authority number 1. CGC 9.6 sold for $130 with a 7-day growth trend of 68%. Almost halfway there. What do we have for 6?
All right, here we go. First X-Men book on
Here we
the
go.
charts. Yeah, X-Men 11 from Marvel Comics, August of 1992. So Jim Lee stands tall, not really, as one of the most popular comic book artists of all time. Recently, the artist announced that he will open his commission list again after a 15-year hiatus. So be ready to sell kidneys, second mortgage your house, whatever it takes till he charges upwards of $35,000 for a commission. While the pricing may have surprised many in the community, it did shine a light back on the renowned artist. Jim Lee and Wolverine fans rushed to the aftermarket to pick up iconic pieces of his work. The prices on this book are extremely reasonable for such an iconic comic book cover. We've tracked 23 copies sold, 7-day growth trend of 103%. High sell for a CGC 9.8 was $95, and current near mint raw fair market value is just $10.
All right, now tell us again, how much is he charging for a commission?
Upwards of $35,000.
He was just at Torpedo like this past weekend, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this is an iconic like cover. It's also his last work on X-Men, on his X-Men run. So it's kind of interesting in that fact as well. So he was like, in the middle of doing Wildcats and all that stuff while working on this book still.
This one's interesting to me because I feel like this is one of the ones you don't see out of like all those books, right? That he pops up of his. This is one I don't see very often. If you were to ask me, like, hey, which Jim Lee cover do you think will pop randomly? And I wouldn't have told you like issue 11. I mean, it's a great one with all X-Men blue there, but yeah. I mean, I
thought maybe like the what was it? Is it the Pittman, the silver variant that came in with the board games?
Oh, I kind of think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's a silver cover of this that came packed with certain X-Men Red Alert board games from like back in the 90s as well. That one's awesome. It's hard to find.
Yeah.
God, I'm curious if anybody out there gets a commission. I want to see it. Like that would be, I don't know.
I have a Jim Lee, like a really nice Jim Lee sketch from like years and years ago.
Yeah, what's it of?
Nothing, Batman.
Oh.
And he did like a thing. He did a thing for me in one of my Heroes Were Born omnibuses. Like, you know, I mean, I don't have to spend $35,000 for a commission, which is great, but I have some cool stuff from him.
Drop.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I would like to meet him. I would like to have the whole thing, but we'll see. Maybe eventually. Number 6, guys, we have X-Men number 11. The top sale for a CGC 9.8 went for $95. 7-day trend of 103%. And like Gabe just told everybody, this is the last time you saw Jim Lee working on X-Men, which that makes it, that's cool. A little extra something when you buy this one. All right, halfway there. What do we have at number 5? Hold on. There we go. Anybody want to read
Marty?
Who's up? Did we lose Marty?
Is he not here?
Sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I can't hear you. Press the button. I can't hear you. Press the button, you donut. I can't hear you.
Then Fandango, can you hear me?
Yeah, obviously, if you press the button, I'll fucking.
Where'd you go, Marty? Where'd you go?
I'm right here. Here I go muting my microphone, and so you don't hear my dog, in the background snoring. But then I forget to turn it back on.
No,
Anyways,
I like the snoring. It adds to the show. I like it.
It adds. Number 5 is Doom #1, Sanford Green, regular cover, published by Marvel in May of 2024. Doom continues to trend between our top 10 and our runner-ups. Doom's popularity as a character sent this book flying on the aftermarket. However, what fueled its staying power is the subtle, almost hitting tribute to late rapper MF Doom. The text in the first pages of this issue is directly pulled from the late rapper's lyrics. It's been nearly 2 months, and this book is still trending strongly. We tracked 29 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 19%, with a high sale of $120 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current near mint raw fair market value at $38.
All right. Before we get to this one, we are halfway through the show, and there are 75 of you hanging out with us. So thank you guys for being here. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel. This is where all of the ongoing CovrPrice Top 10 and Shakers lists will be at. This is the channel. All right, back to this. This book has been on this list almost every week for months now.
I think it's like 3 weeks, a month. Yeah, something like that. This has been on here quite some time. And the Andy Gradnov cover was only on here once, if I can recall, maybe twice.
I think twice, and then it fell off.
Yeah, but this one seems to be the going one right here. And I think Gabe, you talked about this on Thursday's show, actually, didn't you?
It wasn't a Thursday show.
Was it not Thursday? Maybe it was last Tuesday show then.
It's probably last Tuesday I talked about it. We talk about this all the time because. It's going to be one of those situations again that we talk about where this is an organic, high-price book, just based on it being a cool story,
right?
Having great art. I'm assuming it must have been under-ordered, So, and there's a second print coming out, so we'll see how that does with the prices of the first print here. But still, this is one of the coolest covers. This is one of the coolest stories. It's Hickman doing some of the writing. Most of it was being held down with Sanford Green, who also was on the art chores of this. So what a fantastic kind of perfect storm of things on this book.
Weird
well said, man.
Good content and good story can push the price.
Oh, yeah.
Weird, right?
Doom going up against Galactus and Celestials, and
awesome.
All that kind of other kind of crazy stuff going on in it, and Valeria being like his girl behind the keyboard kind of thing. So yeah,
nice, good.
I love you guys so much. I like watching. You guys can't see their faces behind the scenes, but I like seeing you guys light up when these books come up. I can see both
me pick my nose in between books. Darn it.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Number 5, Doom #1, the Sanford Green regular, CGC 9.8, going for 120 with a 7-day growth trend of 19%. What do we have for number 4?
Oh man, Wolverine number 88 at number 4. So the direct edition deluxe, back when books only cost $1.95. Can we go back? Can we please go back?
Right.
That's for the deluxe. That's if you got the one with the good paper.
Right.
Yeah.
I know, dude. Oh, and yeah, you get them like you could either get the regular or the direct edition deluxe. Like, dude, those are great times. So anyway, if you haven't heard Deadpool Wolverine, there's a movie coming out. Should be okay.
What?
Release date right around the corner. Early ticket sale records report shows that it is on trajectory to break many records in a short couple of weeks. Fans are rushing out to pick up iconic covers of the duo, and this book is one of the best. It depicts the first meeting and fight between Deadpool and Wolverine, sporting a phenomenal cover. The $1.95 price variant has been a top pick for collectors these past few weeks. Track 25 copies sold, 7-day growth trend of 14%, high sale of $425 for a CGC 9.8, and a current near mint raw fair market value at $66. Wasn't it for a while? This book was pretty low too on like the CGC census for a 9.8. Like it wasn't an easy one to find. Or am I wrong? Or was that a different cover of like this era Deadpool?
I can see it being this cover. All that flat blue color in the background.
Yeah, I remember. This is a
too.
long time ago, but I remember someone was maybe you remember, dude. I don't know. It was a long time ago on maybe someone on Instagram. There was an Instagrammer at one point who was collecting, like, his goal was all the Wolverine runs in 9.8s, right? And
oh wow, yeah.
Like in every book he had was 9.8, but this one was like really, really low on the census for like 9.8, I think. It could be a different book though.
I want to follow him. This guy sounds awesome.
I think
I know. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. My boy Ray Jr. I think he follows him too, and I think he talks to him every once in a while. This guy is like 9-8 deep. It's like 9-8 deep with everything, man.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, and it was like I said, it was ages.
Yeah, but he had like the whole run of Wolverine.
Oh yeah, like this whole volume 1, like at 9/8. Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure this one's getting more popular because of Wolverine's wiener poking up into the O up there.
Right? I know the whole chat saying you ruined this for everybody. That's all anybody can see now.
He's wearing gray sweatpants. Damn, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, it leaves very little to the imagination. And now, anytime I see this image, I'm going to think of it. So,
yeah.
At number 4, we have the Wolverine Bulge number 88, the direct edition. We're going to have to start calling it that. 9.8.
Oh, I love it.
425 bones with a 7-day trend of 14%. That's insane. That's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, who says 90 comics suck, right? Come on,
dude,
look at
90s comics are the best. Man.
I love them, man.
Yeah. All right, number 3.
All right, another big 90s book here. New Mutants 98 from Rob Liefeld. This is Marvel back in February of 1991. So it seems like Wolverine or Deadpool and Wolverine has been the talk of the MCU for the past year. And it's true. Since this is the only film being released by Marvel this year, it has generated a ton of buzz. The rumor is that Deadpool will, quote unquote, reset the MCU in a major way, paving the path for a new plan in the cinematic universe. If Deadpool really is Marvel Jesus, then this book will be the holy grail of his legend. Many are counting on this movie putting this book out of reach, and they are grabbing it now before the fire gets way too hot. We've tracked 30 copies sold, 7-day growth trend of 19%, high sell of $1,059 for CGC 9.8, and current fair market raw, we're looking at $353.
It's still kind of low, man. Wasn't it used to be like 2K?
I was just going to say that.
Yeah,
yeah,
right?
it used to be up there. Yeah, yeah. Now it's gone down for Raws. Yeah,
yeah, and keep your eye out. There's like a Mark Jewelers edition out there and stuff as well. That's even more expensive.
Yeah, yeah. Sold at military bases only.
Yeah, I mean everybody wants this for the first appearance of Gideon, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah, dude.
That's definitely why. That's why.
Of course.
Right. Ponytail. Come on, it's roll.
The externals, bro. Come on.
Right.
I'm gonna cosplay as Gideon one year. This shirtless robe with a long white wig going on and that that grungy face there.
So here's my question to you guys: is this going to keep going up?
It's hard to tell with this. The aftermarket is up and down with this. I think what we're seeing for raw copies right now, I think is going to maintain for quite some time, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes down too, if you forecast it, because look at the trend of what's going on. I mean, yeah, Marvel's coming out, and well, not Marvel, the MCU's coming out with Deadpool. However, this book, the pricing on this seems to just stay within 600 or below. I don't know. I mean, this is me speculating again. But I don't see this really going up anymore, even after the movie release, because you typically see a spike in sale, especially for Raw prior to movies coming out. And then you'll either see a decrease or a level playing field after the movie comes out. But with this book, I mean, it's just up and down, man. I don't think it's really going to go anywhere. It's always going to be a hot key book just because, it's Deadpool, right? And the movies have been great, but I don't see this going any higher than what it is now.
All right, yeah. Zach.
Yeah, I mean the same. I think we won't see it back at 2K. I also think if you were trying to get this book, you'd already had it at this point. And it was hot when Deadpool 1 came out. And don't get me wrong, Ryan Reynolds revitalized Deadpool and made it so much cooler. But it's not like we're not back at the days when, oh my God, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. We've seen him as Deadpool. We know him as Deadpool.
Right. Yeah.
And not to sound like an asshole, but the hype's kind of worn off on it. We're all excited to see him again, but I don't think you'll see this back up at 2K. I mean, to me, it's wild that this is like the same price of what a Nova #1 runs, right? Roughly.
Right.
right at like a 1,000, you know?
Yeah.
And there's a different, difference on those two characters, but we'll see.
What do you think, Gabe?
No, I agree with the panel. We all know what's up. It's one of those things where it was a high print run book back in the 90s.
Yep.
This is probably about the peak of this New Mutants run before it turns into X-Force and becomes like a 5 million selling unit title. So like Zach was saying, most people who want this already have it. It's going to probably drop a little bit after the movie comes out. So this is going to be, I think it's already hit its peak. I don't think there's much. This thing's already broken through the ceiling. I think it's already too high as it is.
And if this is
All
the
right,
last
well, I
time we
guess-
see Ryan Reynolds, it will never get back up again. I don't
Right.
believe.
Yeah. And just like what CovrPrice was saying, there's super high volume of copies listed, which helped the price down a bit. Just like what you were saying too, Gabe. I mean, this was in the 90s. There were such high print runs on everything. I mean, you go look at it. New Mutants number 98 with a high print run. How many 9.8s do you think is really out there? I mean, bunch. I mean, this is, you're going to get a whole bunch of 9.8s, 9.6s, 9.4s, 9.2s, whatever. But this is always high print runs is going to keep that market value down because there's so many of it. And I guarantee you there's so many 9.8s out there.
Well, there you go. That's our prediction here. The entire panel agrees that we think this is kind of leveling out. Number 3, we have the New Mutants, number 98, the Rob Liefeld regular cover. A top sale for a 9.8 went just over $1,000 with a 7-day growth trend of 19%. Again, there are 85 of you hanging out with us right now. Thank you so much for being here, the panel, and I appreciate it. Only a couple left. What do we have for number 2?
Yes. Number 2 brings you Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu, number 0. This is by Alexandro Cappuccio. Secret 1 per store, published by Marvel in July of 2024. It seems that surprise variants have been the trend in comics for 2024. Marvel's secret 1 per store secret variant have always been extremely popular and done well in the aftermarket. Moon Knight is no exception. The new Moon Knight series is a highly anticipated book, and this prequel has drawn many eyes to it. However, no one expected a secret variant to be released under the radar. It immediately picked up speed and value, making it one of the best-selling books in the aftermarket this past week. We tracked 146 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 100%, with a high sale of $48 for a near mint copy and a current near mint raw fair market value at $44.
Very cool. I'm happy to see this one back.
I'm excited for the prequel to come out. I've been anticipating that for quite some time. Really loved the first one. Enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I loved it. I just say I enjoyed it. And we're seeing the second one.
Well, we were talking about this book last week.
We were, yeah.
I was wondering how it was going to happen, if it was going to stay on the list or whatever. Last week, it was a pre-order book, right? And it was going for $150.
Yeah, that's right. It was.
$60.
All right.
So it looks like it's the price has gone down a little bit for it.
Well, I think the store's got more than 1 per store too. I think that the volume's a little bit higher.
I mean, that's what we were talking about last week, right? It was like, the prices were high, everybody's pre-ordering it. Our stores, if it was me, I would have kept the book hidden away for a couple of weeks and then sold it, So I'm wondering if that's just a situation where there's more than 1 per store, or everybody already pre-ordered it who wanted it. So interesting.
I think it's a nice to have if you're a collector of Moon Knight. It's nice to have in your collection if you're a completist. But to be honest with you, I think after the prequel comes out, man, I just don't see Moon Knight going anywhere. To be honest with you, even Werewolf by Night, man, the first appearance that stayed at a traction for quite some time and never really saw an increase. Maybe an up and down here and there, but even with the announcement of the show coming on, yeah.
Damn, Gabe. There you go.
Werewolf by Night 32 is always an expensive book, and it did
always
the announcements and stuff.
Right.
But, yeah, it's not. It's not breaking through any barriers or anything.
I don't think so, man. I think this is okay for to have on the list right now based off trending, right? And but
if it sells,
Yeah, exactly. But if you want to speculate on this book, if you think this is going to be a long-term spec list and wanting to see it goes in now, and I don't do it, man. Don't do it.
Well, that's the point of this list, guys. If you're new to us, we aren't telling you what to buy. We're telling you what's being bought. You guys are making this list, not us. So people are picking it up, and it hit number 2. We have Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu, number 0. The Alessandro Cappuccio, a secret 1 per store, going for $48. Quite a significant drop from last week, like what Gabe was saying, but still at 100% 7-day growth trend. All right, number 1. Here we go.
Wow. Number 1,
Wow.
X-Force Volume 1, number 1. So,
This list finally puts me on the list right here.
All right, already made it.
I made it. 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
you want to talk about a ton of copies out here, right? So while anticipation for Deadpool Wolverine is building towards a release date, Captain America Brave New World has been putting out tons of news and rumors. So this past week, a rumor was released about Giancarlo Esposito's character in the film. In case you missed it, the actor was cast late, and leaked set photos of the reshoots show Esposito in what looked like a military mercenary outfit. Fans were trying to pinpoint who the actor could be playing, but could not find an answer. That is until a known insider tweeted that it was the character George Washington G.W. Bridge. This character was a mercenary in a group called the Wild Pack, led by Cable. He later went on to work for S.H.I.E.L.D. Does this mean Esposito will be with the MCU for more than just this movie? Who knows? The only thing we know for certain is that the rumor caused a huge spike in interest for this cover and all its card variants. Track 26 copies sold, 7-day growth trend 269%. This number is conservative as we've broken down the book into separate entries for each card variant. So this variant had a high sale of $75 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current near mint raw fair market value at $12.
Wow.
So yeah, this book's weird, right? Because you have all the different cards. Obviously, Deadpool's the hot card, and then whether you're polybagging, you're not polybagging, like you're going raw dog on this guy. What are you doing with this book, right? And there's like a million copies out here. So
There's 5 million of this book
yeah,
out
right? 5. It's such a great book, and don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, I love it, but to be specking on GW Bridge, I mean, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, right.
I don't know about that, but I love Giancarlo, and yeah, I don't know. It's fun to spec, man. So go for it. Get that GW.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun to see people all of a sudden like, oh, GW Bridge. Wow, what's his first appearance? Search. Oh, X-Force. I got 20 copies of those.
Right. I know.
Yeah,
Probably people were like, "Oh wow, I bet I can find that really rare random GW Bridge." Oh, it's X-Force.
No, yeah, and they're specking on it, and then it goes nowhere. Like, well, but I still got it, man.
You and 5 million other people, dude.
Right, exactly, man. Yeah, I'm gonna spec on GW, man. It's gonna go somewhere.
Hey,
He
it's fun. Keep it interesting,
needs to put on some weight for that, because GW was about the size of like a brick shit house like Cable back in the day.
Yeah, dude.
He was, man. He was, yeah.
Oh,
A lot of love for this cover in the chat. So there you go. It keeps it fun. It
Yeah.
keeps it interesting. We never know what the number 1 spot's going to be. But this week, again, we got X-Force number 1, a 9.8 selling for $75. And like we were just talking about here, we have the 7-day trend at 269%. Damn! There, I used my button.
I love
There
this.
you
I
go.
have a
You used
picture
it.
of X-Force
Good
on my
job.
wall. I love this so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a good This is a good list for Gabe, I think, this week.
Oh yeah.
All right, that was it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Right after this, the girls and I will be over on Nearing Nirvana. But before we go, let's do a little bit of a round table, starting with Marty. Any last words?
Yeah, man. Thank you for joining us as always. We really appreciate you guys watching us, keeping the show live and true for everybody out there. We were here to do it because we love the community. We want to be a part of the community. We want to give back to the community at that, and just providing some knowledge. And thanks to the guys at CovrPrice for allowing us to make this happen too. Keeping a legacy on that TiVo started along with the CovrPrice crew in the beginning. So thanks for joining us, everyone.
Yeah, amen to that.
Yeah.
Gabe, we'll go to you next. Last words?
Hey man, good to see everybody specking on 90s comics. We got GW Briggs on here. We got the first appearance of Gideon on here. Like, man, we're gonna start like chopping up about profit.
Yeah.
Great. But either way, thanks so much everybody for spending your time here with us. We'll see you next week. Collect what you love and love what you collect.
Yeah.
Right?
I like that.
Exactly. And I'm hoping we can get Zach on here more often. I mean, he has a lot going on with his life, kids, family, and you have your other show too. But I'm going to try to get you on more often.
You know,
You got to come on more, Zach. You got to come on, man.
it's great. It's great being on. It was a lot of fun being back. And, you know, like I was saying before, late night works out pretty well for me. Baby's usually down at this point. So, yeah, anytime you guys need me, I'm happy to jump on when I can. Really happy to be back. A lot of fun. I'll always love being on here with you guys. Yeah, check out Comic-Con Podcast, Apple, Spotify. We drop new episodes every Friday. Less than 5 weeks to Terrificon. If anyone's going, man, if you guys are going to be there, hit me up. I'm so excited. Terrificon, Baltimore, and then NYCC. Got the trifecta coming up. First time on the East Coast, hitting all three. So I'm pumped, man. So hit me up at the cons, and yeah, make sure you check out the podcast and everything else. Appreciate it.
Very, very good. And yeah, JB is on vacation, so we are going to be doing a Thursday show. I'm going to be filling in for him, so take it easy on me. I'm not nearly as good at that as he is, but I will do my best. And so there will be a Shaker show. I believe, Marty, you're going to be with me on Thursday, yeah?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun show then. We got Marty. That's all I need, right?
Absolutely.
Again, thanks so much, you guys, for being here. Make sure that you check out Bird City Comics tomorrow. We have this launching, or I'm sorry, on Friday. This is one of our San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. So if you are a fan of Lobos, this is Superman issue 16, and it will be in a foil, which I think will hit really well. I'm working on getting Gabe on board with foils. It's gonna happen.
No.
He's like, nope, won't do it. Won't do it.
Foils. It gotta be cool foils. We talked about it. It's gotta be cool. It can't just be the entire image as a foil. It has to be just like
I'm gonna
just
get you.
gun or Gambit's eyes or something cool like that.
Oh, like Uncanny X-Men
Publishers
350?
won't let you
Yeah.
do that.
Dude, I got a 9.8 signed of 350. I love 350.
350 is
One of my
great.
favorite books.
Yeah. Dropping
well,
it. Gabe's
anyway.
always dropping it. And, you know, Gabe's always either name dropping or he's autograph dropping, right?
Yeah, no one's impressed by my 9.8 90s comic. Nobody cares.
I don't know. The list is like there's a lot of 90s. I think that it's starting to happen. All right. Anyway, that's it for us tonight, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you next week. Until then,
For the entire crew, this is TiVo saying keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.